Over the last few videos I've showed you how I've made these textured papers with these paints and 2 stencils. Today what I'm going to do is to move on a little bit more and work on these textured papers. So if you'd like to know what happens, please carry on watching and all will be revealed. Well, here are the stencils that I've used previously on my Gelli Plate. I've already showed you how I put all these together using said Gelli Plate and stencils, and I worked on these textured papers. I worked over some patterns or pulls that I wasn't keen on, and really happy with the results. As you can see, I make a note at the bottom of what layer I put on first, so that having a memory like a sieve, I can remember how to do it again next time. So these were my more favoured pulls, so I'm going to see what I can do with these. It could be that I absolutely mess them up, but that doesn't matter because it's a learning curve. So I'll pick which one to start with, and then we can get going and see exactly what happens. I've decided to go with this one first. I've written on the bottom of the page which way around I layered the paints. So first of all I put the golden green gold on, and then the second layer on this one here is QUINACRIDONE magenta. Both of them are transparent. This one here is green gold on green gold, so it's 2 transparent on over the top of each other. So what I thought I would do was I would use this one here, which is Naples yellow, and this is an opaque. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to try and find out. So let's discover what happens together. So I've only ever used in these few videos that I've put together for you, I've only used these 2 stencils, so I'm going to continue to use this one here, and I shall roll out some of the Naples yellow onto my Gelli Plate. Oops, definitely need to clean up. And I'm going to roll out the excess paint onto it's actually a catalogue from a beautiful store just in my village. So instead of using scraps of paper, I can use the pages in this book to save paper. Right, so let's put this on here. Trying to line it up as best I can. Pushing down, trying to get into all those little nooks and crannies. Okay, so there we have, well, it's rather psychedelic. I'll just get rid of this here, get some more paper, and get this ghost print. So there's a ghost print that will come in handy when I put more layers on top of that. So let's see what happens with that later on. I think I'm going to go with the teal with this. see if I can use this without it going all over my fingers as it usually does. Yeah, that's quite good. I'm quite happy with that. Not so much this one. I'm going to do something else with that, I think. And pull this ghost print off. Two nice ghost prints to do something with, so I'll put those to one side. I'm just going to clean this Gelli Plate off a little bit. Okay, so we've got these two here. This one's still drying, but I've got an idea for that a little later on. And let's go for this one here. So this is Naples yellow, opaque on the bottom, and on the top is turquoise, again, which is opaque. This is the Naples yellow on the bottom, and this is the ghost print of the turquoise on this side here. So I'm going to try this time to use the QUINACRIDONE Magenta, which is opaque, is translucent. So I really don't know what's going to happen with this one. It may or may not work, but we can always try. It's all gunged up. I'll be back. Okay, so I can start again now. I've degunged this. This is a transparent paint. I'll leave a link at the top of the page here, and you'll be able to find out more from a video that I've made regarding opacity of paints. It still isn't wanting to come out. Okay. Deep breath, fingers crossed. Okay, so we have quite a lively print there. I'll take this off. Maybe I'll put that on top of there. So put that to one side and I'll clean this off again. But I'm going to use the magenta on this ghost print. So put some more translucent magenta down. I've got to go back to this freeform one. So this is a ghost print that I did a few moments ago. Okay, going to put a little bit more back on here. I want to use the same stencil. I've not cleaned the brayer off. I'll use the same stencil again. Oops. Okay. Move that to one side. And I shall just get that ghost print before it dries. So I'm going to carry on with the magenta. And I'll keep on going until I'm happy with the results, which could mean that it's going to be a few more pulls of the various different stencils and colour combinations, but that's the beauty of working with a Gelli plate. You can just keep on going, and sometimes it will be absolutely fantastic and sometimes it will be not so wonderfully fantastic, but you've had fun seeing what happens. Oh, so I'm happy with that. And I'll do this as a use this again as a ghost print to get rid of it. Right, well, what's going to happen now is I'm going to let this dry a little bit. Then I'm not going to clean the Gelli plate off. I'm going to put some other colour on top and then put it on here, so we should still see this sort of echo of this magenta underneath. So that'll be interesting to do. So as soon as that's dry, I'll be back with you. Going to put some Naples yellow on top of this. And I might just pull that as a lady's prerogative for changing her mind. Let's just pull that. We're always allowed to change our minds, aren't we? Nothing much to see there. So I think I better clean that off after all. That's cleanish now. Going with the Naples yellow. Have to keep going and not give up and think, oh dear, that is an absolute mess. You've just got to keep on trying and pushing through. Well, that hasn't made much of a impression. It's ruined it, quite frankly, but never mind, let's carry on. What would happen if I put some magenta on top of that? It's still wet, so we'll find out in a few minutes. Oh, I think this is pretty much dry now. Put some teal on. Just lightly going over it. I don't know whether you can see that, but that is really, really very pretty. It just looks quite 3D, so yeah, I'm glad I did that. I need to write down the order that I laid the paints down. Shall do that in a few seconds. So I'll just put it to one side and let's carry on. So what to do with this? Let's go with the turquoise again. Very spotty. So these two are not brilliant by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm going to put them to one side because I have plans for them. Because I never give up. I'm going to dry this off now. I've decided not to dry it off. I'm going to put a little bit more turquoise on. And use this stencil once again. Let's put it on. This is the Naples yellow that didn't turn out really well last time. Better, apart from the fact that I've missed a bit in the end, so in the middle. So never mind. Let's just clean this up a little bit more. Tissue paper is really good for cleaning these little apertures in your Gelli Plate on stencil combination. So just trying to get in to clean it up a little bit. And let's see what happens if I put it on top of this. Probably not an awful lot. Press it down and leave that for a minute or two. Okay, so I left this for a few seconds, for a few minutes, and then pulled the paper off the Gelli Plate, and that again is quite a nice subtle pattern, very much in the same sort of vein as this one here. And so I'm going to put those two to one side. Still not happy with these, but I've got an idea for them. And I have this one here, which I don't know really what I'm going to do with it, but let's have a go. I'm going to go with the Naples yellow again. I'm going to leave this little bit of turquoise on, so I don't mind if that peeps through. Quite a nice greeny shade there. Pop this one up. Okay, so that one's quite acceptable. Got this again. So let's just keep on using this piece of paper here to get rid of the ghost print. So I'm liking this more and more now. That would do really nicely in one or two of my collages. Right. Finally this one. Let's go with the teal. The teal is one of the opaque family of paints. So although we've used the same paints and stencils, you can tell that they're just not working out at all as well as I would like, but that really is of no consequence, because I'll do what I always do at this stage. I don't give up. I reach for my trusted Payne's Grey, and I'll get another stencil, and let's see what happens to these quite uninspiring Gelli Plate pulls. I'll keep one or two to one side that I like. I'm going to keep this one. Not keen on that one. See what I think in a few minutes with that. We've got these. So all in all, not a hugely successful pull at the moment. So let's see what happens next.